Who is y'all to tell me what he diagnosed with, what he look like, what he sound like? Y'all don't know nothing about God, and y'all don't know nothing about nothing. You talking to me like that, so I rebuke everything y'all saying about my child. To be honest,
it's time to just say what it is so that you can stop being embarrassed and harboring that guilt. I literally spoke what I saw because I was in shock.
Because she had decided to keep her kid off social media. Everyone could see that he hadn't changed much when the Christian took him to a church event. Since she disregarded his needs and believed that his problems would be remedied later, many people were worried about his health, but she was totally wrong. As if the delays weren't severe enough, a doctor who saw his live video feed on X verified what most people had been guessing. About all along, Junior might never be able to talk, unless they provide him substantial help to meet his developmental needs. When Chrisean first formally introduced Blueface to the world, she returned to Instagram after being away for months to boast about his virtues. However, people weren't really paying attention because the baby didn't move his head or have hand-eye coordination. So when they heard him cry, that's what made them smile. Blueface's mother made matters worse by blaming Chrisean for her son's behavior. In a live webcast, Chrisean was roaring like a cat and doing his best to seem as though nothing was wrong. She defended the Blueface tattoo on her face, and her toddler began sobbing in the background when she posted another video of herself feeding him. Supporters saw that something wasn't quite right and noted that he wasn't really reacting to the food or the spoon until it was close enough to him. When an 8-month-old sees food, why doesn't he want to grab it? Why didn't he act like other babies when food was nearby? She also faced criticism for smoking and drinking while she was, when it comes to Junior. Chrisean Rock is in denial that his illness was caused by burying him. He isn't accomplishing his goals because when he is on his stomach, he should be able to support his head and torso with strength. He doesn't smile or coo. People were claiming that Chrisean Jr.'s illness was a genetic disorder that had nothing to do with his drinking and smoking. But Chrisean yelled at them and refused to tolerate the remarks, calling it hate speech, observed that the milestones under discussion were made up to lift a parent's spirits rather than to honor a child's growth. How does it make sense? Although you all understand how much work it takes to conceive and raise a child, these benchmarks give everyone a sense of where their kids are and make it easier for parents to spot and treat developmental issues if their child isn't performing certain tasks at the appropriate age. Medical professionals who left comments online asserted that Chrisean's child had all the symptoms of fetal alcohol syndrome. He had small eyes with folds in one corner, a flat face, large, low-set ears, and a little skull. His high-pitched yelling may have resulted from lewd talk, but it might also have been a side effect of the infant's alcohol withdrawal. Furthermore, his pupils seem white rather than red in photos, which might suggest that he has a vision impairment. Chrisean, however, didn't seem to care and has requested that others not attempt to diagnose him. She claimed that after taking him to the doctor, she found no problems with him.
Post my baby on the internet. My baby is healthy. They would have told me he had syndrome. He's healthy, bro. Just because that picture wasn't that cute doesn't mean I can diagnose my baby on the internet.
And Chrisean would have released the video to disprove her detractors. If she had ever taken her child to the doctor and everything had been fine, actually, she was recording every moment of her child's life. She's been reprimanded by Blueface, who, I might add, is just as lazy as Crotch for delaying their son's hernia surgery, claiming she had other obligations when the condition deteriorated only after. Blueface's outburst did she take Junior to have surgery, and she wrote about how quickly he was recovering. Chrisean shared a video of her son attempting to walk in order to disprove the claims that he was not improving. We had never seen him walk, talk, hold a spoon, laugh, or do anything else that a typical 1-year-old child should be able to do at this age, but it only confirmed what everyone else had been saying. Her former closest friend Janet added fuel to the fire by implying that Chrisean is denying that Junior needs assistance, and she was chastised for wanting a kid just to keep her. Relationship with Blueface intact.
People are in denial of stuff. It's like you can't help people when they're in denial of what's actually going on in reality.
After all of the criticism, Christine eventually stopped posting about him on social media and avoided him in public. When she sang her new song for the first time in a long time, she took her son to church because he's nearly 2 years old. People aren't upset about his condition. Rather, they are upset because he's a victim of his surroundings and all we witnessed. His parents' doing was a lot of strange, poisonous, and immature things that resulted in the immaturity and adverse circumstances surrounding their son's birth, are demonstrated by Cash's ongoing denial and her refusal to take additional steps to help her child. The fact that Blue's mother, Clarissa, has stated time and time again that her child does in fact have a problem doesn't help either. Clarissa explained that it's still heartbreaking to see Chrisean in this way when there were so many other possibilities, even if she has never been fond of him and may have transferred some of her rage and frustration to Junior.
Crushed my heart to look at my grandbaby and see that, and that was my first time seeing it.
Oh God.
And it did. It crushed my heart a little bit. It did. But I love all my kids no matter what I told you, whether they slow, need a helmet, whether they got nappy hair, whether they short, funny looking. I love all my grandkids, but I ain't gonna lie. My first initial thought when I saw him in that restaurant, it crushed me. And for her to say she wanted to stomp me out, girl, I can't even tell you what my mind wanted to do to you once I looked in his face and I didn't know if he was looking at me, you, or the air. I was hurt, Jen.
If she said what everyone has been claiming is true after they all saw her smoke and drink as if she didn't care, it would put her under public scrutiny and force her to accept responsibility for her behavior.
And she drank, and because I hear the cry and I see what y'all see, I do feel like there could be some type of neurological problem. I do see that. I'm not blind and I'm not dumb. I'm not fixing to play blind or...
People had bad...
Even though the baby didn't ask to be born in this chaos, he is a sad infant. So why are people surprised by Chrisean's son's potential special needs? Or people had negative things to say about Chrissy Sr. after witnessing Cone Jr.'s actions. She made a really poor decision with this one, Cash, so it's time for her to stop being the victim. Zeus caught her smoking during her pregnancy on camera because she was unprepared to have a child, and her negligence caused the baby to suffer. I feel bad for her son, not for her, because she knows she is to blame for his situation, so she refuses to acknowledge the fact that she is in excruciating pain behind closed doors. I think she knows she is to blame for his shortcomings, but she still hopes he gets better. If a child is still unable to walk, talk, or even babble at 20 months, that's a serious red flag. Maybe nobody is available to help and support. Money. And flag any mom who is going through a difficult time. There will be more videos in the future, so please remember to like and subscribe in addition to sharing your thoughts about this topic. I'll see you in the next video.